Hello everybody. Good evening or good afternoon wherever you're at. Najumu here and welcome to Perjury. So, this game, I did notice it at the end of last year, and much like another game that I actually streamed before, Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, this is also a Phoenix Wright inspired game, and with a very nice pixel aesthetic to boot. So from what I understood from the synopsis is, you have this girl right there who is a newbie police clerk. Her name is Justina, and she is involving herself in a series of cases that apparently are interconnected with each other. So it's usually pretty hard to get like stories that properly connect with each other unless like you're like a very good writer. So I have hopes that this will actually deliver. Yeah. With that said, looking at the chat, we have Rayquaza and Grid. Good morning, boys. I hope you both are doing very, very well today. Alrighty, without further ado, let's actually start. Oh yeah, let's start. Oh, you can actually pick all of the cases? Okay, let's go in order then. Case 1. Paper perjury is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. April 16th. Unknown. This is Detective Ernest Hunt's office. I'm away from the office. Please leave a message. Detective, this is Chandra Lear, the witness from yesterday. I lied yesterday. There's more going on than I was letting on. I made a terrible mistake, and I need your protection. I think my... Uh-oh. Chandra, please forgive me. Oh, I hope she's not dead. April 16th, 8 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct, number 5, station lobby. This is it. My first real job. As a clerk. My name is Justina Smith. I'm a newly hired police clerk working at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. Oh, when I told my parents, they seemed to think I was signing on as a cop. I'd rather avoid that sort of dangerous life. I'm more than content just doing paperwork. Oh yeah, you'd think like she's a police officer, but no. She's just a police clerk. She is just sitting there doing all the paperwork. Not that I'm afraid of action. Everyone always says I'm too headstrong. Still, I'm really nervous. Stay calm, Justina. All you have to do is do your job well and keep your head low. Here we go. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Maybe there's someone around here I can ask. Excuse me, sir. Sorry, miss. I'm in a hurry. Wait, I work here. I mean, well, today's my first day. I'm here for the clerk role. Oh, in that case, I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. Unfortunately, that's about all the pleasantries I can give you right now. Something important just occurred. I need to get going. Miss Earl is our senior clerk here. Go speak with her for your assignment. Her station should be in the back. Time's ticking. Gotta run. Jeez, someone is in a hurry. Well, at least I know where my desk is now. Time to meet my supervisor. You can now view the profiles of the people you meet during a case. Their collective profiles can be found in the case file. Oh, okay. Excuse me, I'm looking for a Miss Earl. Sure, if you're here to speak with an officer, please wait in the lobby. What? Oh no, I'm not a civilian. Well, maybe I am. Does an office job here make me a civilian? Office job? Can I see some ID? ID? I think I brought that with me. You can view your collected evidence at any time by checking the case file screen. To present evidence, select the piece of evidence from the list on the right and then present the present button to show it. Oh yeah, pretty much like Ace Attorney. I just have to remember which pocket I stuck it in. Alright, present. Here you go. Justina's ID. Justina Smith, 22, green eyes, brown hair. There you go. Perfect. You're the new girl. I'm Sue P. Earl. Welcome to your new office. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm the head, and before today, the only clerk here at this branch. However, this is not the time for chit-chat. Today is a busy day, and we need you working right away. There's a police report from yesterday that I need you to file. Something came up recently that requires my full attention. I trust you can handle a simple filing job. Yes, ma'am. Make sure all the information matches up correctly. Once you're done, let me know. I want to know why everyone is in a rush, but I can ask her about it later. Right now, I need to get to work. Well, it's about as basic as a workstation can be. So much for getting trained. Hopefully I can figure this out myself. Let's see here. There's the detective summary, witness statement, and a couple of pieces of evidence. Thief's path. Footprints found at the crime scene. Spacing the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly and towards and away from the safe. Oh, so it's just a basic like robbery? Okay. Window. The window the thief entered from. It unlocks from the inside only. Safe. Money for the Klaus orphanage was stored here. Half of it was stolen. No evidence of tampering. Man, you have to be like the lowest of the low if you actually steal from a charity or an orphanage. No excuses. No excuses. You can't just do that. These are funds that are allocated for people who cannot have enough money to live with, or are orphans in the case of an orphanage. Case summary updated. You can now access the summary section of the case file. The summary section contains the detective's brief on the case, as well as a log of what you've accomplished during a case. Done and done. Looks like everything is here. Let's see. I should look over everything real quick before I file it. Now for that witness statement. Good thing the detective recorded it. The camera's on. We can begin when you're ready. Hey, that just sounds just like the detective I spoke to earlier. This must be his case then. Can you provide your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I'm Chandra Lear. I work as a maid at the Eubank estate. That's a play on chandelier, I guess? Oh, I guess that's something else they took from Ace Attorney. The names with very clever puns behind them. I appreciate the cooperation. Now, can you describe the events that took place earlier? Of course. Statement. I was cleaning the hallway when I heard a noise coming from this room. I went inside and saw someone taking money out of the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face. He was clearly a 6 foot tall man carrying lockpicks. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Half of the money inside was stolen. I called the police to report the crime shortly afterwards. I see. Seems to me like it was a simple robbery. Wait a second. Something about what she just said seems off. Did she just lie? I need to look over her statement again. I'm sure there's a problem somewhere. When I find the line that I think has the problem, I can press the dispute button to present evidence. Submitting is as easy as clicking present on the evidence that contradicts that statement. I won't leave this computer until I find this contradiction. Interrogation. Chandra Lear's statement, the house robbery. Okay, let's try to dispute each one. Oh, you can't actually, like... Oh, so interestingly enough, you can't just like press someone to get like more information. Okay. I went inside and saw someone taking money from the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot man, tall and carrying lockpicks. When he saw me, he took some of the money, ran to the window, making his escape. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Okay, something is wrong. I compared the evidence to the statement. I'm bound to discover the problem. Hold on. Hold on, let me fix the audio a little bit from my side. It's a little bit loud. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Thief's path. Footprint found at the crime scene, speaking that the thief walked away calmly. He wasn't running. He seems to have walked calmly out of here. I think maybe we should... The thief clearly walked towards and away from the safe. And yet, all I know is that statement doesn't contradict that evidence. Alright, that's fine. Couldn't get a good look at it. It was clearly... Let me see. Yeah, we can't use Thief's Path. Okay. It unlocks from the inside only. Yeah, how did he get in, though? Window? The thief did go through in the window, but how did he open it? There's a more concrete flaw somewhere else here. I just need to find it. What is going on with the safe? Wait, no, hold on. Carrying lockpicks? There was no tampering, right? The thief had lockpicks, but the safe showed no evidence in tampering. He couldn't open the safe with the lockpicks. Then again, she didn't see him open the safe. Maybe he had a different way? There's a more concrete flaw somewhere else. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're understanding a little bit more. Somebody has to have opened the window. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window. We need to put the window again? The window was opened, yeah, but we have to present the evidence in order to prove it. Call the police to report the crime shortly afterwards. Maybe he was in the house and he only left through the window. Yeah, probably. I called the police to report. Let's see. Footprints found at the crime scene. The spacing of the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly towards and away from the safe. Let's actually read the brief. On April 15, 5 p.m., received a phone call from Chandelier, the maid of the Eubank estate. She called on to report that a thief had broken in and stolen a large sum of charity money. Due to the rain earlier, the thief left muddy footprints throughout the room. The estate's front gates were picked open with lockpicks. Currently, we're still searching for the man. Okay. Investigation log. Oh, okay, that's good. Spacing of the prints. Aimed at the police station. Oh, okay. Wait, why would there be only prints in the safe room? That's true. There should be prints outside as well, right? There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. She said that the thief ran, but the evidence shows that the thief calmly walked, as if he wasn't afraid of being caught. Why would she lie about that? I should let Miss Earl know what I found. Miss Earl? What is it? It's the witness's statement. It doesn't add up. I was reviewing the case file, and I think she lied. She told the detective that the thief ran in a hurry, but the evidence seems to indicate the opposite, that the thief has walked calmly. Let me see that file. I see. I think you're right. The police need to speak with Miss Lear again. She clearly didn't see the thief. We are like the Scooby-Doo gang. Sorry to say, that would be impossible. Impossible? Why? About an hour ago, we got a call from the Eubank estate. The thief returned this morning, and this time, he attempted to take Miss Lear's life. What? Thankfully, she survived, but she's currently in a coma with a life-threatening head injury. Oh no! Around the time you showed up, our lead detective went to investigate. I've been processing the paperwork over the call. Lead detective? You mean Detective Hunt? I see you've already met. Yes, that's him. So what do we do now? We'll call the detective and inform him. He can decide what to do next. Until then, keep Miss Lear's statement with you. You might need it later. But why would the thief return to the scene of a crime? There has to be more of it. I think I'll speak with the detective when he gets back. Statement. Miss Lear lied about the thief running towards the window to escape. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. April 16th, 10:47 a.m. Hazard City Police Precinct Number 5 Station Lobby. Detective Hunt has returned. Hope my tip helped him. Excuse me, Detective Hunt? I'm busy, right? Hold on. You're that new girl, right? That one Miss Earl told me found that clue. Yes, I'm Justina Smith, sir. Looks like our newest member already wants to be out on the front lines. You misunderstand, sir. Standing in front of an armed criminal is not what I signed up for. In any case, maybe you can help me. Help you how? I could use your help getting a confession from our thief. Follow me to the interrogation room. My bet is Miss Lear is on the crime and he returned to shut her up. I bet they split the money. Very good chance there is a reason for that to happen. The chances are you might be on the money. We'll see. Wait, what? And he's gone. How on earth am I supposed to help him? April 16th, 10:50 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5, viewing room. There you are. The chief wants us to start the interrogation right away. Now, hold on just a minute. I'm a police clerk. What exactly do you want me to do? Write down everything you two say? No, I want you to help me interrogate the suspect. Interrogate? I don't know how to interrogate someone. You're a police officer. How could you not know how to interrogate someone? Because I'm not a police officer. I was hired to do paperwork. Paperwork is the true life of a police officer. You'll do fine. But I feel a little underqualified to be in charge of an interrogation. I'm the one in charge. You're there to help. Besides, you're young. You being there might make the suspect lower their guard. Well, I guess I'll help as much as I can. All you need to do is to listen to their statements, and if you find a flaw, point it out. It's exactly the same as what you did on the computer. Call me Detective Phelps on how I bust this case. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But what if their statement is perfect? As long as the suspect is hiding something, there will always be a flaw somewhere. You just have to find those flaws until the truth comes out. You sound like you expect the suspect to lie. I do, and you should too. Sometimes the flaw might not be immediately obvious. You can question the suspect to ask for more information. They might reveal some additional information that could be helpful. Right, so I question the suspect if I want a clarification, and I dispute when I find a flaw? You got it. See? You're a natural interrogator. We need an ironclad confession, so we need to find all the flaws in the suspect's statements. Easier said than done. Wait, am I even allowed to go in there? Save any further questions for the suspect. Sure is impatient. April 16th, 11 a.m. Missouri City Police Precinct Number 5. Interrogation. So this is the inside of an interrogation room. Lucky I'm here on the police side. And on the other side... is our thief? I thought the witness said they were male. Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to grab my assistant. Since when was I his assistant? She's new here, so let me catch up to her speed. As part of your arrest, you agreed to completely cooperate with us. And you're going to hold up your end of the deal, right? On my honor as a police officer. Then... your ears better open themselves for the greatest plan of the entire criminal underground. All she did was go through a window. I wish more criminals had your enthusiasm. Please state your name for us. I am the great and cunning Hana Overyor. Hana Overyor? Oh my god, what is that? Who even thought of that name? Hana Overyor. No lies so far. You're doing great. Keep it up. Stop patronizing me. I stole from one of the wealthiest men in the city. And I arrested you for the crime in less than 24 hours, but by all means, keep bragging. No comeback? No comeback? Then let us continue. You are currently only being charged for the crime of larceny, so we... Hold on, what about... All in due time, Miss Assistant. We have a criminal giving a full confession. That takes priority. What is he getting at? She committed the assault too, right? Why is he not charging her for that as well? Wait, who is he calling Miss Assistant? As I was saying, all we need is your official statement. Are you ready, Miss Assistant? Ready as I'll ever be. Then, Miss Yor, you may begin at any time. Hana over your statement, a theft I am proud of. Around 4:30 p.m., I snuck into the Eubank estate. I spotted the safe. It's inside stuffed with treasure. I used my trusty lockpicks to open the window, and I made my way inside. I pilfered the safe out of its contents, grabbing about half of the money inside. I can't believe it took you an entire day to find me. I thought the police were better than that. Hey, sir? Is something wrong, Miss Assistant? Her statement seems off. If you think there's a problem, go ahead and find it. My job as a mentor is to ensure you do it correctly. But you're not my... Oh, never mind. I'll do it myself. We're focusing on our first crime, then the attempted murder can be ignored. Okay. Objection. But yeah, now we can actually question, which is, again, kind of like Phoenix Wright, which is great. Ace Attorney, rather. Okay, question. How did you get into the estate? That was the easiest part. I broke in through the front gate. She just walked right in? In broad daylight? Wouldn't she be worried about being seen? Pixel art! Yes, Akane, it is pixel art. Very good pixel art. Welcome. Question. Treasure? All that was in the safe. All that was in the safe was money. Have you ever heard of poetic license? Obviously, that was the treasure. I pulled off a great heist. It deserves more, some added flair. Look at her, she's rolling her eyes. Is it really a great heist if you get caught the next day? Good point, Justina. Okay, so let's ask about the lockpicks. Lockpicks? Every great thief carries a set of lockpicks with them. I needed them for this heist. She is so done. Yeah, pretty much. And guess what? This is her first day on the job. She's a police clerk. She's supposed to do paperwork. And now all of a sudden, she is being an assistant to a detective. Yeah, talk about like an escalating series of events. I keep mine in my hair. I thought these were just hairpins. Hang on. Why did the detective let her bring her lockpicks here? I pilfered the safe of its contents, grabbing about half of the money inside. So just like IRL, yeah, pretty much. Why did you only grab half of the money? Don't you want to grab all of it? I was in a hurry. The maid spotted me, so I needed to make my escape. Something seems off here. Ah, let's confront. If you were really in such a hurry, why does the evidence show you walked back into the window? I'm, a fast walker. That's ridiculous. What do you want me to say? That's the truth. Detective, make her talk. Unfortunately, I can't do that. We can't really disprove her claim here. I suggest you look for something more solid. I don't think this is going to get me anywhere. Better move on. Okay, let's question that. You don't seem very upset over the fact that you got caught. What do I have to be upset about? I stole from the U-Banks themselves. Now everyone will know about the great and dashing thief Hana over your... What good is that going to do to you now that you've been caught? Alright. So... this... Yeah, can we present that? Yeah, there we go. You said you snuck in. Dispute the safe wasn't tampered with? We'll probably check that later, but we did get this stuff. You said you snuck in, but your footprints don't show you sneaking. In fact, they show that you walked calmly through the room. Why would I need to sneak around once I entered the room? I was alone in the room. Of course, I wasn't worried about being spotted. Checks out to me. I thought you were on my side. I am on your side. Just find the right flaw, and I'll support you all the way. Yes, that wasn't correct. I have to find something else. Let's see. Let's actually try that. Yeah, there's no tampering. You couldn't have gotten in the safe. You didn't have the code. What's it to you? I stole the money, right? Clearly, I got into the safe just fine. Detective, she's evading the question. Slow down, Miss Assistant. You want to get a suspect to talk, you have to find the flaws in their statement first. You need something concrete to pressure them with. There's a flaw in their statement you haven't found. Focus on that first. Guess I'll come back to this later. Let's see. It's near that about. She's got a tall man holding lockpicks. Hold on. Did we actually check that? Oh yeah, I did do that. Hold on. Let's see. Wasn't the window not tampered with? True. I used my trusty lockpicks to open the window. The window can only be opened from the inside. You don't need lockpicks to open the window. That's right. There's a bot. Monsieur, you couldn't have opened the window. The window in the room only opens from the inside. No lockpicks can get you around that. I can explain. You see, the weather was really warm that day. The maid opened up the window. I just got the details mixed up. Let me explain. Okay, she's gonna continue. A theft I'm proud of, part 2. When I snuck into the estate, the window was already open. So, I simply climbed in. That's when I spotted the safe. I used my trusty tools to open up the safe. I just mixed up the window and the safe. She already lied once. How can we trust her confession now? That's the thing. We can't. That's why it's up to you to find the flaws in it. But what if I can't find anything? You should be the one handling this. You'll find it. I'll believe in you. Real helpful. Hold on. I use my trusty tools to open up the safe. Hold on, let's look at the safe. No evidence of tampering. That means that doesn't make that. Yeah, there is no tampering. There should be it. Monsieur, how did you open the safe? You said you opened it with your lockpicks, but there's no sign of tampering. It can only be opened with a code. Your tools would be useless. I never said that my tools were my lockpicks. I mean, my greatest tool of all, patience. I just waited for the maid to open the safe. I robbed it after she left. Monsieur, I doubt both of your statements are true. You're saying that Miss Lear opened both the safe and the window, and then she just left the room? Yes? Detective, that doesn't make any sense. That would have been the biggest coincidence ever. But not impossible. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to counter her claim right now. Safe access. Hana claims that Miss Lear opened the safe and the window before leaving the room. The safe can only be opened through a passcode. I don't know her reasons. I only took advantage of them. But now, something is wrong with her story. I know it. There has to be another way to draw out the truth. Miss Yor, can you explain the purpose of your lockpicks? Mean these? Well, they pick locks, as the name implies. Okay, sorry about that. I just keep them in my hair for safekeeping. You just said that you waited for the maid to open the window and the safe. So then, why were you carrying lockpicks? I have a good reason for that. One that Miss Tacky Greensuit will accept. Tacky Greensuit? Well, you're not a fashionista yourself, missy. It's not as tacky as the orange jumpsuit you'll be wearing. Now, this is not the time for colorful quips. Please, Miss Yor, tell us your story. Tools for a great heist. The lockpicks were needed to enter the estate. There's a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get on the property. I placed my lockpicks in my hair afterwards. I had no need for them once I got to the window. Sir, is she telling the truth about the gate? She is. We found the gate and the lock was picked. And she's telling the truth. How do we go any further? Don't think about her lying. Think more about how the evidence doesn't support the truth. You're the one in charge here. Can't you tell me the answer? True leaders just sit behind desks all day giving orders. Man, I'll look over the statement again. Damn, alright. I love Justina's eye roll animation. She's like, first day and I'm already thrown into this mess. The lockpicks were needed to enter the estate. Let's question. How did you know you would need lockpicks? I always bring lockpicks with me. You never know when they'll come in handy. Yes, that makes sense. She's a thief after all. Now I'm going to be suspicious of anyone with hairpins. There's a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get on the property. Let's actually question that. Why didn't you tell us before? You didn't ask. That's not a good reason. You're supposed to be confessing. You're the one asking the questions. Maybe you're just bad at your job. This isn't even my job. I'm just a clerk. Why did you put your lockpicks away? What if you needed them? Why would I? The safe and window were open. Plus, I needed my hands free to grab the money. So you didn't take your lockpicks out at all after entering the room? Nope, not even once. Thank you. Let's carry on. I had no need for them once I got to the window. Question. That's quite the coincidence, the maid opening both the window and the safe. How would your plan have even worked if she didn't? I would have improvised. I had all the tools I needed. It just so happens that my greatest tool of all was my luck. How would you have gotten into the safe if she hadn't opened it? I had my lockpicks as backup. But the safe doesn't even have a hole to put lockpicks in. Yeah, well, I didn't know that. It doesn't matter because the maid opened it for me. Let's move on before the steam starts coming out of my ears. Oh, she is pissed. Okay. The lockpicks were needed to enter the estate. let's go back. There was a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get the property. Yeah, but she said the window was open. Wait, how are both the window and the safe open? That's super convenient. Okay, let me see. I don't think she's the robber. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I thought you were a master thief, but master thieves don't leave trails of mud behind. Keep my beautiful walkway out of this. The only thing full of holes here is this attempt at a contradiction. Hey, I'm on your side. Sure, but I can't just let you get away with stuff like this. Try again, Miss Assistant. Ah! Look at that. The statement says she claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks, but here she said she had lockpicks in her hair. That doesn't make any sense. There we go. Monsieur, did you know Miss Lear gave a recorded statement? So, in her statement, she said that the thief was a 6-foot-tall male and had lockpicks. Her description of you was wrong, but there was one key detail about you she mentioned, that you had lockpicks. If she only saw you during your escape, she would have only seen them as hairpins. Something happened in that room, and it wasn't a simple robbery. I can explain. No, please, allow me. Earlier today, I saw that the footprints you left in the room show you walking away from the safe. Normally, I would expect a thief like yourself to simply run away. One possibility was that she lied about seeing you. However, if she knew about the lockpicks, then she clearly had seen you. Maybe she saw I pick the lock of the gate to get onto the property. We only found that lock after we arrived and interviewed her. Miss Assistant, do you know why Miss Lear was in the room with our thief? The truth is, Miss Lear was the true thief. There was never a robbery at all. The two knew each other. She was trying to stop the robbery. We need more testimony from Muir. You know, because seeing the evidence that is available and how the safe and the window were conveniently open and how the robber technically was just calmly walking away and there was no tampering and there was no anything. I think they knew each other. This whole time, you said you wanted to confess to get a plea deal. Yet, that was never the reason. This was all meant to hide your relationship with Miss Lear. That's exactly it. After getting your tip on the footprints, I came to a conclusion. The thief must have been someone Miss Lear knew. So, I asked the Eubank family about her friends, and your name came up. Getting your bank records was the hard part. That's how I proved that you were the thief. But did you get her bank records? I have my connections. Anyways, it's clear you hid your relationship to keep Miss Lear from being arrested as well. The two of you were working together. You're mistaken. If we were working together, why wouldn't she just let me right through the front door? She wouldn't even need me. She could have just robbed the safe herself. I think my assistant can explain that, can't you? Why did the two of them stage the robbery as they did? Because they were in a rush? No. The front door was not possible. Miss Lear could not leave the estate. They wanted the police to know a thief stole the money. I think she has a reason that she should leave the estate. She was not bound by chains. She could leave at any time. Staying indoors was a choice, and so was involving Monsieur. Okay, so it isn't that. The front door is up. It was an option, but they picked the window for a reason. I think you can figure it out. Because they were in a rush. Miss Lear was the only one at the estate. They certainly had more than enough time. Correct again. And we did get involved, so their plan at that point was successful. They knew that the money being stolen would make the news. And if Miss Lear says a male thief stole the money, it would throw our investigation off. We trust Miss Lear, of course. So, unless you want us to throw the full extent of the law at you, we need your real confession now. You win. I'm no great thief. Your robbery might not have been very great, but you did try to steal away the truth. I can't believe you. How can you crack jokes at a time like this? Lighten up, Miss Assistant. We won this round. We can have some fun now. I haven't taken this seriously at any point. Monsieur, we have a few questions to ask now. Don't you already know everything? Just throw me in a jail cell. I don't think you were stealing based out of greed. If you were, why would you only take half of the money? So I want to offer you a chance to tell us why you stole the money. You know what the money in the safe was used for, right? It was charity money, but I don't know which charity it was for. It's a charity run by the Eubank estate. They raise money for a local orphanage. I have to stay. Stealing money from orphans doesn't paint you in the best light. Every year, Mr. Eubank raises money for the charity, but he's been lying about how much he receives. The amount they raise and the amount that goes to charity are different. Chandra helped with the fundraising, and she figured out there was a discrepancy. Hold on. If he's wealthy enough to have a charity, why is he stealing money from it? Hold on, Miss Assistant. None of this is proven. She lied once already. You have to take the rest with a grain of salt. Still, why would he keep the charity money in a safe? Wouldn't a bank account be safer? Banks keep records. If it was ever audited, the records would reveal what he did. The Eubanks owns one of the largest investment firms in the country. They know how to avoid leaving any paper trails. But why would he give Miss Lear the code to the safe? Well, I don't really know. Chandra never told me. So why did the two of you get involved? Man, it would actually be pretty funny if, telling if Chandra turns out to be Eubanks's mistress or something like that. Chandra couldn't accept what was going on. She told me about what she found and what her plan was, so I agreed to help her. And what were you planning to do with the money after you stole it? Well, we didn't figure that part out. We didn't expect to get caught so quickly. You know, if you told me you had planned to anonymously donate the money, I could almost respect this little plan. Regardless, we'll still have to charge you. Charge me, but please, at least let Chandra off with a lighter sentence. I was the one who stole the money. All she did was open the window in the safe. We'll go arrest her after this, but you have to understand that. Oh no, she doesn't know? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Monsieur. We have some bad news. We got a call for the Eubank estate this morning. Miss Lear was attacked and is in critical condition. No, You're joking, right? You're just trying to get me to say more. Well, you'll be charged with larceny. I'm afraid, pending further investigation, you're also being held under arrest for attempted murder. What? No! Why would I try to kill Chandra? We're best friends. I would never hurt her. I believe you, but we don't have a choice right now. You'll be detained here until further notice. I can assure you, however, that your cooperation won't go unnoticed. You have the legal right to a public defender if your case goes to court. To hell with a lawyer. Why did you hide this from me until now? Did you just want to watch me struggle? You're evil, the both of you. Everything they say about the cops in this city, you corrupt, heartless monsters. I'm sorry, but it would be in your best interest if you didn't speak to us further without a lawyer. The two of us would be best going now. Wish I can do more for you, Hana. My apologies, Miss Smith. That wasn't something I planned on you having to see. Neither did I. Wait a second. You actually used my name. You're hereby free from being my assistant. You can go back to your normal duties. If it means anything, you certainly did well back there. You already knew everything. Why did you need me in the first place? When Miss Earl told me how you found that clue, I decided I wanted to test your critical thinking skills. Looks like I was right to test you. You solved the case like a pro. Hope you didn't mind me having a bit of fun in there. You know, things ended. Wouldn't call any of that fun. I know. She meant most of that for me, not you. Either way, I don't want you to have to face any more of that because of me. So what are you gonna do now? Her best friend nearly died, and she's our #1 suspect. I'm going back to the crime scene and try to clear her name. So, you'll excuse me? Hold it! I never agreed to stop being your assistant. Hana said something I want to see for myself. Might be a police officer, but please take me with you. I think I borrowed you from Miss Earl long enough. Keeping you away any longer would only anger her and risk your job. Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? Miss Earl! Wait, how much did you hear? Enough to have an opinion on the matter. Ernest, take her with you. If you think she can help solve the case, it would be foolish to not even let her see the crime scene. I'll make sure Hana is treated well until you solve the case. Are you sure? What about Justina's duties here? Her paperwork can wait. She can always work overtime. Overtime? Oh no. You want me to stay overtime on my first day? Would you rather just stay here and miss all the fun? Alright, deal. I'll go. Good. Do look after her, Ernest. It's still only her first day. Yes, absolutely. Well then, Miss Assistant, are you ready to go? Sir, yes, sir. Perfect. Here's the keys. I'll show you to the car. Wait, you want me to drive? Of course. The assistant always drives. Besides, it's a good test of your driving skills. You never know when we might be in a highway car chase. Follow me. That was how my relationship with Detective Hunt began. It went from a desk job to fieldwork in a matter of hours, all because of one small contradiction. Little did I know how much of this single case was going to change my life forever. Oh yeah. End of case 1. Oh, that was case 1? Okay. I guess we'll go to case 2. After solving the mystery behind the robbery, we left to the Eubank estate to find out why Miss Lear was attacked. All the while, my new detective friend was telling me the details of how he found Miss Yor. We arrived just as he finished. April 16th, 12:20 p.m. Azure City, outside the Eubank estate. And then I brought her to the interrogation room before you joined in the fun. You know the rest. We left that room with Hana claiming we're awful people. I wouldn't consider any of that fun. Regardless, it's all more reason for us to prove her innocence. Then, who attacked Chandra? Couldn't possibly have been the Eubank family, right? I have a few ideas, but a good detective avoids becoming tunnel vision. It's important to have a fresh perspective on things. And that's where I come in. Precisely. You catch on quick. So, what do we do now? Now comes the fun part of being a detective. Investigating. Seeing as this is your first investigation, would you like me to run you through the basics? Yeah, sure. Alright. It's pretty simple. Each time we come across an area to examine, we have a few different options. The first option is to look around for clues. We can investigate the immediate area for any details that stick out. Doing so is the best way for us to find evidence, which we can then use in our investigation. Second, we may come across witnesses. When we do so, it's important for us to collect their statement. This is similar to what suspects give during interrogations. This time, we simply take their words and write them down for later. You might find some witnesses aren't entirely truthful in their statements. When this happens, we can review their statement and point out the contradiction, just like we do in the interrogation room. Not everyone will have a flaw in their statement, however, so don't go running around accusing people without a reason. In addition to their statements, we can also just talk to the witnesses. Doing so is another good way to uncover information. Finally, once we're ready to move on, we can travel to another area. We have free reign of the house. We can move around as we like. Whenever you want to talk to me, you can come back here. I have more to say as the case unfolds. Come back here every once in a while to hear more. Now then, let's get started. You can now track your current leads to the summary section of the case file. I guess we'll talk for a bit. Still not sure about Hana's story. Why would the Eubanks want to steal charity money? I can think of a number of reasons. I'm sure she's telling the truth. Whatever happened to she lied once already, so we have to take the rest with a grain of salt. That was Detective Hunt speaking. Ernest Hunt says she's innocent. But don't you have your doubts? Yeah, I have my doubts. Still, I believe her. I don't think any actor could fake the anger she had. It did feel real. It'd be so much easier if this was all an accident. Blame it all on bad luck. Alright. Let's investigate. Oh, the window. I see an open window up there. Why would you want to keep the window open on such a cool day? We'll have to take a closer look at it once we're inside. The door? For a wealthy family, this house seems less grand than I expected. What'd you expect? Luxurious palace the size of a stadium? Home prices are already going up far faster than most wages. This is still prime real estate. At least they keep their homes modest rather than driving up the prices even further. I suppose so. So, how was my driving? You never drove above the speed limit. Even dipped 5 below on the freeway. I was driving a police car. I had to set a good example. You know, studies show that slower drivers cause more accidents than faster ones. Really? I guess I'll look that up later. Okay, I guess we checked everything. Let's travel. Let's go to the foyer. House foyer. Wow, this place is much more impressive on the inside. Don't get too distracted by the lion's den before meeting the lion itself. I prefer a hummingbird's nest myself. After all, they represent optimism and playfulness, traits that we all use in our lives. I see you brought a new guest. Welcome to my home. I'm Ferris Eubank. Oh, hi. I'm, Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. My, you are quite nervous. Some tea should calm those nerves. Care for a cup? No, I would hate to impose. Now, you're a guest in my home. I simply must offer you a drink. Then let's save the cup after we're finished. Fair enough. Now, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? I thought you caught the thief earlier this morning. We did. That case is already wrapped up with a shiny bow. We hear about the attack on your maid, Miss Lear. Why, I can't hardly believe that Chandra was attacked. Just this morning, she was getting my tea ready, and before I knew it, the police were here. I hope for her sake that you can lock away that wicked thief for what she did. Oh my God, why? Is her tea on fire? Excuse me? Yeah, it looks like her tea is on fire. Oh no. What exactly is in that tea? Right? Your cooperation in this matter is greatly appreciated. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. In that case, we'd like to ask a few questions. Can you tell me where you were when Miss Lear was attacked? Let me think. Statement time. This morning, I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. After my husband finished eating, I stayed by myself in the dining room. We adopted a stray cat yesterday, so I was feeding. I was there the whole time until the police came. I believe it was shortly after that when Chandra was found. Ferris was in the dining room by herself until the police came. She claims she was there feeding the family's cat. You can now access collected witness statements through the summary menu of the case file. Can anyone verify your whereabouts? Not a soul, I'm afraid. I suppose that makes me a suspect? Of course not. You don't have a motive. We only wanted to know where you were. Your partner here seems to have a different idea. Guilty as charged. Here's a tip, Miss Assistant. Lack of motive does not mean a lack of guilt. Chandra is family detective. We would never hurt her. And you should have no issue with us looking around to confirm that. Well, you're free to look around. After all, you already caught the culprit. What's up with his attitude? I should have a talk with him outside. I should go over her statement again. This morning, I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. Well, I guess we can't do that now. Eubank Investments. Miss Eubank. Please, dear, call me Ferris. Ferris, could you tell me about Eubank Investments? It's an investment firm that our family runs. You provide the funds to transform empty land into beautiful destinations. My husband is the founder and CEO. I run the legal department. The whole legal department? Wow. It's hardly that impressive. A single cup of oolong tea is far more complex than anything I do. Don't let her modesty fool you, Miss Assistant. Bank Investments has dealings all around Azure City and beyond. It'll be impossible for them to not run into a lot of Iglucius. I bet you're the life of the party, detective. Well, you don't get to detect them on good looks alone. Anyways, it was her who secured the company's first major property development. That success led the company to where it is today. No need to flatter me, detective. After all, my husband did all the planning. I just carried out those plans. Excuse me, when was that major investment exactly? I believe it was about a decade ago. I see. I never thought I'd be meeting Miss Eubank. To think all of that happened 10 years ago. Are you doing all right, dear? If you're feeling tired, perhaps some tea would help. Huh? Oh, no, sorry. I was just thinking. I'll keep my pass to myself. If you're hungry, feel free to help yourself to the kitchen. Some delicious food might ease that mind of yours, We should be heading to the crime scene. We have an investigation to conduct. I should pay both places a visit. Let's go to the crime scene. Crime scene. It's strange how familiar this room is now. Imagine how I feel, coming and going from this room so often. I ought to be paying rent at this point. You would have to sell everything you own to afford a rent in a place like this. Oh. Hold it right there. This is an active crime scene. Civilians can't just wander around here. Perfect timing. I was wondering where you were. Red! Welcome back. I see you brought a guest. Mrs. Smith, let me introduce to the lead detective, Sophie Swift. Nice to meet you. Wait, what do you mean, lead detective? I thought you were in charge. Red handles robberies. I'm the one who handles homicides and attempts at homicide. Must be Justina Smith, correct? Wait, how do you know that? I have it written right here. Justina Smith, a clerk working under Sue P. Earl. The chief told us about everything about you last week. He showed us a picture and everything. Hey, buddy. How's it going? It's pretty good, stranger. How you doing? Playing detective game? That's right. It's a mystery game. It's another Phoenix Wright-esque game, or rather Ace Attorney-esque game. Wait, then how come Detective Hunt didn't know me? Why, would you look at the time? I really ought to be going. You forgot, didn't you? Keen as ever, I see. Is he always like this? For as long as I known him. He has a good heart, though. Anyways, Sue told me you got a confession from the thief. You got a confession for the robbery, but she didn't attack Chandra. Justina here couldn't bear to see an innocent person accused like that, and begged me to bring her here. Hey, don't listen to him. Well, since you're here, let me give you the rundown. Let me drink some water first. Around 8 o'clock this morning, Miss Lear left a voicemail for Red that seemed to be cut off abruptly. It sounded like someone had attacked her. I was sent over to investigate. I got here at about 8:10. Miss Eubank greeted me on my arrival, and we headed towards the trophy room, where we believed Chandra may have been. The door was locked tight, so I had to force it open. Chandra was inside, unconscious. She clearly had been attacked. I confirmed that she was still alive before we transported her to the hospital. I see. So what was the weapon? Nice. I like games where you play as a detective with some action. Technically, we are not playing a detective. We're playing a police clerk. But she gets involved in this case that she is now like an assistant detective. We haven't found one yet. I was told that she had been hit on the back of the head with a flat and blunt object. We know it must have had blood on it, given the injury. But everything we've tested so far has come back negative for blood. So we believe the culprit must have taken the weapon with them. I have the medical report right here. Take a look at it. Medical report. A report from the hospital Chandra is being treated. She suffered a single blunt force wound to the back of the head with a flat object. There were no other injuries present. Oh, so it's just one strike. God damn. What if she's still in? If it's still in the house? Didn't we just test everything? Without reasonable suspicion or a warrant. It'd be ruled as inadmissible and thrown out otherwise. Right now, we only have grounds to test what's going around the crime scene. Yes, that makes sense. It does make things harder, though. It's a necessary evil. So for now, let's just investigate this room. We might find something. Let me know if you have any questions. I still count it. Personally, I played LA Noire and the Judgment series for that reason. Oh. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I like both Judgment games as being like part mystery narrative, and part like action game. It was kind of cool. Arrival speed. It took me 20 minutes to drive here. How did you... I'm the fastest member of the force. If criminals think they can outrun the law, they haven't met Zephyr. Zephyr? That's my ride. Just a standard issue motorcycle with some custom upgrades. I know all the ins and outs of this city. Trust me, whenever there's a murder, I'm the first one there. They are technically my first Yakuza game, and I absolutely love the Judgment series. Yeah, it's good. It's very, very good. One day we'll probably stream it, but we'll see. Good to know. Prime suspect. So why is Hana the prime suspect in this? I don't see anything that ties it back to her. Well, there isn't anything direct. But given how the body was found, our best assumption is that the thief had to have returned. We talked to the chief. He doesn't want us going after the Eubanks. The Eubanks have a lot of sway in this city, unless we have an ironclad proof. Let's just say the fallout would be enormous. Certainly hate to get on their bad side. So how was my day? It's been fine. It's been fine. Hope your day went okay, stranger. So with nothing else to go on, our best guess remains the thief. That's That's awful. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? That only applies in a court of law. The police have much simpler priorities when making an arrest. So, until we find the true culprit, Miss Yor is the prime suspect. Our system isn't perfect, but it'll work out in the end. Investigation rights. I'm surprised you don't mind us hijacking your investigation. Red may seem a little bit absent-minded, but really, he's dedicated to the core. Besides, he's the better detective. If anyone can solve this case, it's him. Good to hear you're doing good, and yep, I say it was good. I just laid around, read some manhwa, and played some GTA 4. Good way to spend an evening. Is good. But this is your case. Don't you want to be the one to solve it? Well... Red has his quirks, but unlike me, he has the actual brains to back it up. I'd only get in the way, so guarding the crime scene is the best I can do. I got promoted to detective last month because I gave the most speeding tickets, not for my investigation skills. Damn. The chief just wants me as an example to the other officers, an incentive to issue more tickets. Don't put yourself down. I'm sure you're a great detective. We all have our skills. I drive fast and Reds find criminals. I accept that. Well, I haven't. You've been here all morning. You must have uncovered something. Yeah, there is one thing. The order when everyone arrived here. First was Miss Eubank. She greeted me at the door and led me here. Then the chef came up. He had a frying pan, so I figured he came from the kitchen. After that, Mr. Eubank claimed to have heard a sound and rushed downstairs. See? You have a detective's attention to detail. Why is that? Well, if he had heard the thud, he must have been close to the crime scene, right? So I think he must have been in the room upstairs. What's above this room? can't be a coincidence. Let's go investigate that room. I couldn't find anything when I looked, but you two might be luckier. Then try again. A second look might be all you need. Red, how long have you been listening? It's about 11 sentences ago. You found your clue. You should find the proof. I'll stay here and watch the scene. You should go. You're way better than me at this. Take my assistant with you. I taught her everything, so it'll be like I'm there in spirit. Like I needed your help to look at an object and then comment on it. Okay, stranger, take care and get some good rest. Thank you for coming. Just give me a second. I need to stretch. Okay, let's keep going. Sure, I'll go with you. I want to be there when you find that proof. Alright, let's do it. But only for the bedroom. I'm leaving the rest of the house to Red. Once you're done collecting evidence, just head back to her room. I'll meet you there. I should get more evidence at the crime scene before I go. April 16th, kitchen. It seems a pair of red and green bell peppers have entered my pot. Ah, detective, you're back. Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry, I'm back with the newest member of the police's veggie garden. I'm Justina Smith, the, green bell pepper? A pleasure to meet you. I'm Oliver Curry, personal chef to the Eubank family. Tell me, detective, do you have any news on Chandra? Unfortunately not. She's still recovering. Thankfully, it's not life-threatening. Can't believe someone would attack her. Could you all give her this box of food when you see her next? She didn't eat any breakfast this morning, and that hospital food isn't even fit for rats to eat. Didn't you just bring her the food himself? Oh, whatever. I'll just take it. I read the report from yesterday, but you didn't come up. Where were you during the robbery? I was on vacation up until yesterday. Oh, hey, spooky, ghastly ghost. I love perjury for legal reasons. This is a joke. Yeah. I wouldn't say, like, perjury is a fun thing, but, you know. It might be for some people. But yeah, welcome, Spooky. Hope you're doing well today. It took a whole day of travel just to get back here. Well, at least it's not taxes. Oh no, taxes. A true horrifying thing. I arrived about an hour after the robbery. We checked his claims this morning, and he only showed up after the robbery. Speaking of this morning, where were you when Chandra got attacked? What do you ask? Just doing a routine investigation. Well, I already told you all of this, but I'll say it again. I spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family her breakfast. After that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. The police had already found her in the trophy room by then. Oliver claims that he was in the kitchen during the attack. The police found the Chandra before he arrived at the scene. Is this a murder mystery game? It's kind of Phoenix Writer / Ace Attorney-ish. So yes, it is a detective adventure game. If it is, I trust this guy because chefs are always 50,000% trustworthy in mystery murder stories. Yeah, well, he's just the chef. He just makes food. He just likes to cook. Let's talk. Should listen to his statement again. Let's see, is there anything we can dispute? Hers was in the dining room by herself until the police came. She was there feeding the family's cat. Is there anything we can actually contradict? I don't think so. We'll go N. A chef's life. A whole day to travel. That must have been exhausting. It certainly was. But no matter the distance, they're my family. And why work here? Couldn't you work closer to your family? They would have forced me to work in the family business. No, Sherry and I are much happier here. Sherry? My frying pan. She's my most trusted companion. I take her everywhere I go. Who names a frying pan? Right. So, what exactly is her family's business? They run a restaurant back home. Not much artistry there. Everything is fixed. Here, I'm free to make anything I wish. Don't the Eubanks decide what you cook? They might decide their meals, but how I prepare them is entirely up to me. My creativity runs free in this kitchen. I see. This talk about food is making me hungry. I should add his frying pan, sherry, to the evidence. Mr. Eubank. Sounds like Mr. Eubank is a good boss. He's a wonderful boss. Such a joy to cook for. When he's hungry, he never minces his words, never hums and haws. No, he always knows exactly what he wants. Sounds reasonable to me. I'm lucky to have a boss as kind as him. Not all of them are like that. Many personal chefs get treated poorly. They're seen as expendable. Chandra and I, on the other hand, have been treated well by Mr. Eubank. You've been rather quiet, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear he does the bare minimum for his employees. You have a problem with Mr. Eubank? I do, but not because he's a bad boss. Why then? I have my reasons. You should go meet him yourself, Justina. He's usually in his office upstairs. He is? Then let's go pay him a visit. I suppose we need a statement. Well, we can head here whenever you're ready. Stop staring at me, you overgrown side dish. I don't need to be guilt-tripped into eating my veggies. I see you have taken an interest in my salad. Oh, yeah, it looks tasty. As tasty as a small carrot can be. be good. There we go. We're back. Yep, a small town called Appleton. Who is this Eubanks guy they keep talking about? Well, he is the rich guy who this mansion belongs to, and whose safe has been stolen by a couple of friends, because apparently the guy has been lying when it comes to the amount of money he is giving to charity. So we actually dealt with that. And now one of the two people who were conspiring about taking the money has been hit on the head and is in a coma right now. And we need to figure out who is the person who did that. So we're looking around his mansion and see if we can find some clues. It's a farming town out to the east. The Eubanks didn't care. They hired me off my food alone. A lot of those wealthy folk treat us like we're lessers just because we're from the country. Well, the Eubanks seem quite nice at least. That's a lovely bouquet. They're yellow poppy flowers. Miss Eubanks says they represent optimism. Eubanks himself is the obvious suspect, but I feel it'd be way too obvious, so I hope he's the red herring. There could be a chance he might be the one who did it. There might not be. We'll see. She loves to be optimistic, so those are her favorite. They're very pretty. I should buy some for my room. I wonder what's in here. Don't open that! Eh? Sorry. What's in there anyways? It's cat food. The Eubanks got some while I was away. I can't stand the smell of that stuff. Surely it can't smell that bad. Well, it does. Doesn't help that I'm allergic to cats. So why keep the food here then? The Eubanks don't know I'm allergic. I don't want to cause a fuss. I want it in here, so it stays in here. This job is important to me. The Eubanks want a cat, and I don't want them replacing me over it. Thankfully, Miss Eubank has a no-cat policy in the kitchen. I'd be red as a tomato otherwise. Well, why don't you look for a place to work without any cats around? Work doesn't grow on trees. I applied to hundreds of places before I landed this job. I won't let a single cat take that away from me. Oliver's allergy. Oliver is apparently extremely allergic to cat fur, so he avoids contact with the Eubanks cat. Luckily for him, no cats are allowed inside the kitchen. What's this hood for? It captures smoke and grease from the stove and carries them out of the kitchen. Oh, really? I've never seen one. How sad. The smell of grease must be dreadful in your kitchen. I'm used to it. Food is food after all. I can't stand it. It makes the kitchen smell awful. Plus, it's a health hazard. Depending on where you live, it might be required by law. It's another case of the landlord forgetting to tell me. What with the wine? Oh, wow. This is some fancy wine. Let's see. Our winery started over 50 years ago by a pair of brothers with nothing except 2 cows and a dream. They worked hard growing the best ingredients in order to deliver the finest taste to your mouth. If you want quality, always look for the 2 cow logo. Impressive. But I still don't know what kind of wine this is. Okay. Let's talk. Yeah, okay, I guess we can move. Let's go outside. We can talk for a bit. You know, you could have been nicer to our host. She's a suspect in an attempted murder. I was only being fair. If I go easy on her, she might take advantage of that kindness. Okay, so, is Oliver trustworthy? What do you think? I... Sorry about that. Yeah, I think we should be good. But, about Oliver, as we were talking about earlier, I don't know. His reaction when it came to the cupboard and how he is apparently very, like, sensitive or allergic toward cat fur. It's a little bit suspect, but otherwise I can't point fingers at him, at least not yet. At least not yet. We shouldn't treat every potential suspect like criminals. I know you mean well, but you haven't met the people I have. We can't afford any risks. Sounds like there's a story there. There is, but that's for another day. I'll hold you to that. You're pretty friendly with the chef. A wise detective always befriends the cook. That way you get the best snacks. So it's all just for the food? Not just the food, Miss Assistant. I was hoping he might have seen something. When I found out he was away during the robbery, I crossed him off my list of suspects. I see. So you befriended him to get information. Clever. Bingo. Only afterwards did I try his cooking. I'm taking my compliment back. Well, he certainly is an eccentric detective. You and Detective Swift are pretty different. If I were to paint you two, I'd use oil paint for you and watercolors for her. Sorry, but your analogy's lost on me. I mean, you're very patient and methodical, but she's very intense and prone to fly away. I still don't get it. Oh, never mind. Okay. So, let's go to the crime scene. Let's investigate. I'm not a fan of this rug. It doesn't match the carpet at all. It needs more color variety. Green and purple would help it pop more. But it's super fluffy. What I would give to be a cat and roll around without a care. It looks fine to me, says the man who looks like a walking lobster. Be nice. He's been working really hard to infiltrate the crustacean smugglers ring. You're right. I was being too crabby. And this is over. I'm going shopping for new clothes. Damn. Ah, well. Detective, it's the safe from this morning. You mean yesterday? You only saw it this morning from a tape recorded yesterday. Time is just an excuse to display power over others. I learned about it this morning, therefore it only existed since then. We also met this morning. So have I only existed since this morning? Detective, it's the safe from yesterday. Doesn't seem to be relevant to our current case, so let's leave it alone. What's this? Looks like a white bed sheet, but it's covered in a bunch of dirt and grass. Detective Swift, do you know what this is? No idea. It was there when we secured the room. Whoever left it must have been in a hurry. Well, Chandra was in there. Maybe she was planning on cleaning it when she got attacked? But there's no bed in here, or anything but for washing sheets. How did it get this dirty? Strange. I'll record it for later. A white bed sheet covered in dirt was found stuffed inside a drawer in the trophy room. I wonder what's in here. Looks like a landline, but it's covered in hair? It's cat fur. Red found some yesterday. Cat fur? Are you saying there was a cat in here? Not just any cat. An orange and white Siamese cat. Given how fresh the fur was, I'd say it was shed no more than an hour before it was discovered. I asked Miss Eubank about it, and she said it was from the family cat. Really? None of that was in the police report. Why leave it out? I brought it up to the chief, but it was dismissed as irrelevant. He said, what are we supposed to do? Claim that cat as a witness or request testimony? Cats do make for poor witnesses. As for the phone, we believe this phone was used to call the police this morning. Okay, my prediction is that this sheet was used outside of the building for something, but then it was moved to the cupboard in order to... Oh no, the game crashed. What? That was random? Okay, that was weird. Why did it crash? Oh, okay, Did it save, or are we going to start from the beginning? Hold on. Is there an autosave? Oh, there we go. We have an autosave. Let's see. Yeah, we have autosave. Thank goodness for that. Alright, we can just speed through this. Okay, let's check the cabinet. It looks like a landline, but... Oh, we already saw that. Okay, let's actually check this again. Hold on. Because the game crashed in a really weird place. I think your prediction might be correct, Spooky, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so the phone ended up here because the thief tried to hide it. Okay, let's check the dress. Who keeps a single yellow dress hung up like this? Miss Eubank says it's what she wears when watching her husband play golf. She said it's easier to find when it's next to the golf clubs. I'm surprised she wouldn't wear something fancier. She can afford whatever outfit she wants, but she goes for a tacky yellow. It's simple and elegant, like her personality. You need a better eye for fashion, Red. There's more to style than just throwing on whatever. I'm a simple man. All I need is something that fits me. There are some golf clubs over here. How strange. This blue one had its head polished, but not the rest of it. I guess Chandra was cleaning it when she got attacked. That's what we thought. But there's nothing in here for cleaning a golf club with. According to the Eubanks, after delivering breakfast, Chandra was asked to clean the blue one. Is there a golf tournament coming up? Maybe Mr. Eubank will use it there. Then why would he want this one cleaned? These clubs are just for show. What do you mean? He keeps his real clubs in his room. These 3 are his lucky clubs. These 3 are more to show off. Claims he carried them to a few tournaments he won. Strange. Why would he want just one clean then? I didn't ask him. Don't worry about it. It's connected to this case. You can ask him later. Do you think any of these clubs could have been a weapon? We tested them for blood, but they came back negative. I'll add this to the evidence. Golf club. Alright, let's check the trophy. According to this trophy, Mr. Eubank got first place at the golf tournament recently. Apparently, he's won plenty of trophies in the past. One magazine said, a true visionary. When his company's stock goes up, his golf score goes down. Isn't a low score bad? Golf is about getting the ball in a hole with the least number of swings, so a lower score is best. He's so great. Why display only one trophy? You make a good point. Unless he has another room. This room is unusually bare given his previous record. So the culprit came through in this window, huh? Given that the door was locked, they would have to leave through it as well. But then, why would they close the window? Surely a thief escaping in a hurry wouldn't put in the effort to close it. It does seem odd, but it was closed when we got here. Whoever attacked Chandra must have closed it. We managed to get a lot of evidence from here. Let's travel. Let's go to the bedroom. Bedroom. Here we are, Chandra's bedroom. Are we really in the same house? This room is a bit bland. Maybe she prefers being minimalist. That, or the Eubanks don't pay her enough. I have a good feeling that it's the latter. Either way, a modest room makes our lives easier. Seems like nobody's here right now. Let's check the dresser. Let's check this chest for clues. You mean this dresser for clues? No, it has drawers you pull, so it's a chest of drawers. Dressers are short and wide, while chests of drawers are tall and narrow. This is short and wide, therefore, it's a dresser. Is this really that important? Let's just look inside. There's some golf club cleaner and what looks like a camera? Why would there be a camera in here? Sides seem broken. Judging by the dust, I'd say it was hidden away on the top of the wardrobe. Some of the parts have fresh club cleaner on it. So whoever put it here must have been using the club cleaner. But why is it broken? The scratches on it means it must have hit the floor pretty bad. That would have been enough to break it. With the fresh club cleaner on it, it must have been broken today. I doubt it simply fell on its own. Just one mystery on top of another. Let's add both to the evidence. Golf club cleaner found in Chandra's chest of drawers is used to polish and clean golf clubs. Small broken camera found in Chandra's closet of drawers. It was broken today. There was traces of golf cleaner on it. Dust markings show it may have been hidden on top of the wardrobe. Window. This room is a bit cold. This window must be why. It's letting a draft in. Why is it open? We found it open when we got here. Did Chandra open it? No idea. Best to leave it alone for now. This must be the window I spotted outside. bedroom window. For a maid, there sure is a lot of cat fur in here, especially around this wardrobe. I wonder what's inside. What the? Aha! You finally found me. I've been waiting here forever. Now hand over your badge, Miss Detective. You were here the whole time? Hang on, you know her already? Of course, she's... Hey, my name's Fi, and this is my cat Toasty. Nice to meet you both. My name is Justina. I'm here to help out my investigation today. So this is the Eubanks' cat? He's super cute. I think he likes you, miss. So, why exactly does she want your badge, detective? I may or may not have promised to play hide and seek with her this morning, and I bet my badge on it. Turns out, she was really hard to find. Have you really been here the whole time? Yup, and since you never found me, I've won. Now give me your badge. But I did find you. No, you didn't. The green lady found me, so it doesn't count. She takes hide and seek seriously. Okay, so two theories. Either someone hid the camera to spy on Chandra, or she was the one who used the camera to record something, and the culprit likely destroyed the camera for some reason. Yeah, I have a good feeling that the camera was used for something, and the perpetrator, who actually, struck Chandra, tried to destroy it. And instead of, throwing it away, they put it, in the drawer instead. Hey, let's worry about the badge later, okay? Right now, I want to ask you a couple of questions about today. Well, Toasty and I are really tired, so we're having trouble remembering things. Maybe you can jog our memory with some money? You want us to pay you? Father tells me that information is worth more than gold. Now, I'm not going to talk to you for free. Can't believe I'm being extorted by a kid. Detective? What do we do now? Hold on, I've got an idea. Tell you what, Fi, how about we play a little game instead? A game? We're listening. You answer all our questions correctly, and Justina will give you whatever you want. But if we catch you lying, I get to keep my badge. Deal? Hang on. I didn't agree to that. Hey, I already put my badge on the line. Take one for the team. Alright, fine. I hope this kid is bad at lying. So how does that sound to you, Fi? Deal. What do you want to know? I don't remember hearing about her at all in the police report. I wonder if she saw anything. Let's start from the beginning. Where were you yesterday when the robbery happened? Ha! That's easy. You better get ready to give us the piggyback ride of a lifetime. Back is already aching from the thought. I hope Detective Swift knows what she's gotten us into. Well, before all the police came, Chandra wanted to play hide and seek. Toasty and we decided to hide in the kitchen. I waited for a while, and by the time I came out, all the police was there. Chandra never found us, so I won. I see. I gotta spot a lie for the sake of my spine. Fi claims that she was hide and seek in the kitchen during the robbery. She was never found by the time the police arrived. Alright, let's keep checking stuff. So much cat fur around this wardrobe. Cats tend to shed more during the spring to prepare for the summer heat. Given that it's April, the amount of fur is normal. Cats know no bounds. Yeah, more evidence. Yeah, cats are pretty much a messy animal. What about the wallpaper? Some of the wallpaper is peeling. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. We should check it out. Leave no stone unturned. Or what if we make it worse? It's just wallpaper. We can fix it up. Alright. Oh my. Look behind the paper. There's a small hole. I think this must be some kind of storage space. Do you see anything in there? Looks like a filing drawer. There's a bunch of important documents inside. What do you mean? Insurance paperwork, medical documents, Chandra's passport. It's all properly labeled. Hang on. There's something missing here. I can see a spot for a file, but there's nothing inside. I'll note this down. Chandra's passport, which was found in a small storage space behind her wallpaper. She seems to have stored other important documents, but something next to it was taken. A missing spot. We should check for prints. I won't believe this. Chandra's prints are here, but there's another set of prints too. Whose? Mr. Eubank himself. Oh. Oh ho 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 ho. Well, 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 well. I now have the theory of Eubank being the guy who struck, who managed to struck Chandra, would be involving himself in this case. Wait, how did you identify those prints so quickly? I carry a small device for it. It holds a small database of the prints that it can quickly check against. We got a sample of everyone's prints earlier. These prints are pretty fresh too. I'd say they were left today. We're already collecting evidence against Eubank and we haven't met him yet. Yeah, we only just met his wife and his daughter. Yeah, he's already sounding a bit, might be a little sussy there, Mr. Eubank. Science can tell if fingerprints are fresh? It's not science. The paper is still sticky. No dust on it from being exposed for too long. So it had to have been peeled today. If the fingerprints are on the sticky side, then that means it showed up today. Well, maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised if he turns out to be the one who did it. Wow, she knows her stuff. Owen's fingerprints. Fingerprints belonging to Owen Eubank were found in Chandra's bedroom on the sticky side of her peeling wallpaper. They were left today. 2 kinds of evidence from 1 clue. Nice work. Yeah. What's wrong? It's just, I was here earlier. I didn't bother to check behind this wallpaper. Perhaps he is, at the very least, involved somehow. Again, I did say it seems a bit too obvious, so I don't know. Yeah, it sounds too convenient, right? It sounds too convenient, and if they follow the same, like, method of how characters are in Ace Attorney and in Tyrion Cuthbert, it might be a red herring. But we'll see. We'll see. I could have found this, but you found those prints, and you noticed that missing file. If you hadn't come here, no one would have found it. We did find it. It's a two-person job. Let's keep investigating. Okay. Should talk to her about this after the case. Man, she's being too hard on herself. This painting looks so sad. The mountains are crying out in pain. Crying out in pain? Yes, look at the one in the far back. Its side was chopped off. A chip that size would only be missing because of human activity. That or the artist just didn't notice. Of course the artist noticed. Every detail in a painting like this is deliberate. Every brush stroke, every line. You sound like you're an artist yourself. No, I'm terrible at it. My parents are artists though. Sorry for getting a bit carried away there. Don't worry about it. You're cute when you get all fired up like that. Oh. Let's move on. This bed looks so bare with only that thin sheet. I expected a bit more from a maid. She must have not made her bed this morning. Sounded like she was rather busy. I can make my bed in under a minute. What's her excuse? A minute? My personal record is 36.13 seconds. What's yours? What the heck is she? Is she the Flash? Damn. I can't remember the last time I made my bed before work. I must have forgotten. How about I just add the bed to evidence for now? The bed in Chandra's room, where she sleeps at night. It's missing its sheets, leaving it quite bare. Oh, the phone. What a quaint phone. Hang on. It looks like it's damaged. Receiver is cracked. Perhaps someone dropped it? There are even tiny bits of plastic on the floor. Maybe. Let's add it to the evidence. Okay, so it is strongly encouraged to just check everything because you may never know. You might get a clue. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's move back. Let's actually talk to Fi for a bit. Do you mind if I pet Toasty? Go ahead. He's really soft. Toasty used to live outside. He'd always come say hi to us. Glad Toasty has a new home. My neighborhood has more stray cats than I can count. Should adopt one of them. I hated seeing Toasty without a home. I'll think about it. I don't really like the idea of trying to grab one of those feral cats off the street. Pet the cat. Ask to pet Toasty the cat. Yeah, that's an achievement. God damn it. Why did you want Detective Swift's badge? So Toasty even become Detective Toasty. Well, it's nice to see your priorities. Why? He's a cop who doesn't play by the rules. Why? Cops are supposed to follow the law, not break it. Detective Toasty should set a good example. That's boring. We like our way better. Fi really is just a kid. Okay. So let's move around. Let's go to the office. Looks like no one's here at the moment. I should go explore other areas more and come back here later. Is there anything we can investigate? Let's look at the plants. There are some lovely plants. Do you mean the Platanic brothers? They have names? Why, they're valuable members of our home. Nothing makes you feel more invited than being greeted by the Platanic brothers. Then why keep them in the corners? Even plants can be shy. They get frightened easily. It's because those are partial shade plants. They can only take so much sunlight. You're no fun, detective. Those paintings. Is something wrong? These paintings are so uninspired. The palette is completely dull. What's the point of painting something without any soul or creativity? I mean, that's very, very true and even applies to this day, right? Art is more than just pictures to put on a wall. I didn't know you had such strong art opinions. Thank my parents. They're artists. Staring at art is just second nature to me. Sorry for the rant. I know it's weird. It's not weird at all. A good detective can walk into a room and pinpoint whatever stands out. It just means you have got a good pair of eyes. That's quite the window. Oh, I just love all the light it lets in. It makes our home feel so alive. It's a bit too grand if you ask me. That light must have been blinding from the stairs. A brighter world is never a bad thing, detective. Okay, so we actually checked. Did we actually... Yeah, we can't investigate here yet. Let's see. We were at the crime scene. Maybe we need to go back to... Sir, were you aware that Phi was in the bedroom? Nope. Didn't arrive until Sophie played hide and seek with her. I figured she couldn't find her on her own. She almost lost her badge. You should have helped. But she didn't. Didn't she, Miss Assistant? Oh, sorry. I guess. Okay, do we need to... Hmm. So which one are we gonna go for? I think we actually did check everything though. And we did the and we did check a lot of new evidence. Did we actually investigated everything here? Okay. Well, let's actually review some of the statements, right? But let's actually go. I think we should probably do it in order. I should go over her statement again. She had breakfast in the dining room with the rest of her family. When my husband finished eating, I stayed myself in the dining room. I believe this was found shortly after when Chandra was found. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence here. I believe it was shortly after that Chandra was found. Oliver says he was in the kitchen during the attack. Police found Chandra before he arrived at the scene. Okay, he was in the kitchen, so... Ferris was in the dining room by herself. Hold up. I mean, that's true. Now, which evidence can we actually use here? Maybe we can move around and see if we can find someone else. Oops. I should go over her statement again. Maybe we can go to... Oh, God. Let's travel. Let's travel to the kitchen. Okay, let's go back and let's talk and review statement. Spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. For that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. Police had already found her in the trophy room by then. Yeah, we got a lot of people here. Hmm. 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 Oh, all of a sudden, the internet died and the game died as well. Wow, that's an interesting combination to say the least. But no problem. We do have autosaves though. That is the good thing. That is the good thing. Okay, so I've definitely been trying to find a suitable clue in order to actually continue the story, but things aren't working out as expected. Let me see. Can we actually go back? Let's go back to outside. Is there anything new we can talk to about this? No. Is there anything new to investigate here? No. Alright, let's go to... Let's go to the bedroom, right? Can you tell us again, where were you during the robbery? Well, before all the police came, Chandra wanted to play hide and seek. Well, Toasty and I decided to hide in the kitchen. I waited there for a while, and by the time I came out, all the police were there. Chandra never found us, so I won. Wait a minute. You were in the kitchen? But didn't Oliver say he was alone in the kitchen? So Toasty couldn't have been there during the attack. There we go. He has an allergy. Why, we already spoke to Oliver. He said cats aren't allowed in the kitchen. You couldn't have hid in there with Toasty. You did? How would he know? He wasn't there. He went on some trip. That's true. How can we prove Toasty wasn't there? Well, drat. There's gotta be a way. I just have to think. Can I prove that Toasty couldn't have been in the kitchen? Alright, we do have proof. And where is it? Yeah. Ah, yes. It's the cat fur. There we go. Why, Toasty likes to shed a lot, doesn't he? In fact, everywhere he goes, he seems to leave a trace of it. I don't remember seeing any sort of cat fur in the kitchen. If you had really hid there with Toasty, there would have been cat fur all over the place. Poor Mr. Curry would have been sneezing like crazy. Fine, you win. I wasn't in the kitchen. You can keep your stupid badge. I didn't want it anyways. Phew, good word, Justy. My badge is safe. Wait, what, are you actually seriously going to, like, give her your badge? Come on. Justy? So, Fi, if you weren't in the kitchen, then where were you hiding? Toasty can't remember. This again? Think, Justina. There's got to be some way to figure out where she was. Evidence to show where Fi and Toasty were. Do I have that? I have the evidence right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do have the evidence. I just need to actually check it out. Just give me a second. Could it be the bedsheet? No. Ah, it's the trophy room cabinet. There we go. Because there was fur inside there. Fi, we found cat fur in the trophy room. Detective Swift said she found it yesterday, and it was no more than an hour old. So I think you and Toasty were hiding in the trophy room when the robbery happened. But... Okay, I was hiding in there, but you can't tell anyone. Why didn't you tell the police about this? You're not supposed to go in there, and Toasty isn't either. I didn't want to get in trouble. If Father found out, he tried to take Toasty away. Didn't let Toasty go back into the wild. I need you to tell us about what happened yesterday. It'll help us find out what happened to Chandra. Do you promise I won't get in trouble? We promise. Well, I heard Chandra and someone else there. I think they were taking stuff out of the safe. Got really scared. I told Oliver about it. He always knows what to do. Hang on. Oliver knew? He never mentioned that. I was scared about what happened to Chandra. Her father started being really mean to her, and I thought Oliver could help her. Oh no. You don't think? Let's not jump to any conclusions yet. We'll make a note of this for later. Thank you, Fi. You helped us a lot. And so did you, Toasty. Can I get a piggyback ride as a thanks? Yeah, can she? Don't encourage her. Fi was actually hiding at the crime scene during the robbery. She told Oliver about Chandra's involvement in the robbery. Okay. So that is pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Now we need to go to... Oliver. Hold on. We have Phi's confession here. Wait. Hold on. Why not? Surely this would probably work. What if... Yeah, well, I'll probably get back to him later. Yeah. End. Maybe we can go somewhere else. I was having breakfast with the dining room of the family. I stayed by myself in the dining room. Were you feeding him? Let me offer some free legal advice. Never show you evidence to a suspect unless you must. I could keep throwing out evidence until something sticks, but that's boring. I should save it until it's the right one. Certainly, there is something else we can actually discover. Ah, there we go. Forget the foyer. This is the real lion's den. Detective, maybe we should... Good afternoon, Mr. Eubank. I'm back. Too late. Ah, detective. Have you finished dealing with our little rat problem yet? Rat problem? A scurrying, thieving rat in my home. We've dealt with the thief. We're here on other matters. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. Justina, this here is Owen Eubank, founder and CEO of Eubank Investments. An assistant? I didn't know you were a detective of prestige. Hey, I'm not a trophy. She wanted to tag along to see a pro at work. We're here to find out more about the attack on Chandra. I'm sorry to say, but I won't be much help in the matter. Why not? This is your house, isn't it? Surely you know about what goes on here. If you must know, Miss Smith, I only saw Miss Lear during breakfast, and we hardly spoke at all. I have no idea about what happened after that. Now, I'm really quite busy right now, and I don't have time for all these inane questions. Real helpful, this guy. Clearly the window isn't going to look through itself. Nevertheless, we still need to record your statement. Just give us a few sentences and we won't bother you again. You officers are always such a bother. Fine, but let's make it quick. Around 7:30 this morning, I went down to the dining room to have breakfast with my family. Miss Lear came to save us the food, and that was the only time I saw her. After that, I went straight back to my office, where I remained for the rest of the morning. Not long after, you all showed up and told me Miss Lear had been attacked. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Eubank. We'll need to have a look around and ask you a few more questions, and then we'll be out of your way. Miss Assistant, let's get to work. Right. Mr. Eubank, I understand you asked Chandra to clean out one of your golf clubs today. May I ask why? A friend of mine wanted to borrow it for an upcoming tournament. Since these are my luckiest clubs, he hoped he would give it an edge. It was supposed to come today, but we had to reschedule. Yeah, I bet. It seems like he asked Chandra to clean it by chance. Mr. Eubank, I was reviewing the case file for the robbery this morning. I have to ask, why does Chandra know the code to the safe? Do I need a reason? Well, no. It's just odd. If you must know, it's because she's a trusted employee. She did a lot of the accounting work. Giving her the code made things easier for the both of us. Does that answer your question? Yes. This doesn't add up. He's embezzling money, then why would he trust Chandra? Did he have some reason to believe she'd keep it a secret? Alright, let's investigate. There are quite a lot of history books here. History is a wonderful thing. It defines who we are, and yet we can only ever experience it once. For example, this book that I'm currently reading. It's about how Azure City went from being a small city-state to the sprawling capital it is now. To grow so fast, simply by merging with other city-states over the course of a scant 50 years, it's truly marvelous. Certainly is. This is what I get for sleeping through history class. What's this? A guide to taking care of monocles? I didn't think they'd actually wrote books on this. A monocle is a gentleman's best friend. It would be a crime to not keep it clean. Gentleman's best friend? Doesn't your wife wear one as well? This is a simple accessory. Mine is a prescription. I can't see with my left eye without it. I don't know which of these statements surprise me more. Let's see what's on his computer. Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is. And he's already being a grump. Yeah. Alongside what his daughter Fi mentioned. Oh, he is mad sus. Is this a video game? Melody Man 12. Melody Man 12. Damn. I guess this must be a platformer musical. Stop snooping around. Sorry, but I have to ask, why would a man of your age be into video games? I'm only in my 30s. I was there when Melody Man started fighting for everlasting music. I see. Guess even Owen had a childhood. This is an expensive lamp. Looks like the price tag is still on it. This thing is more worth than my entire month's salary. Be careful around that. I already had to replace that lamp once. What happened? That nuisance of a cat came in running here and knocked it over. A whole lamp? That cat must be all muscle. If it were up to me, that cat would have never stepped foot in this house. What stopped you? My wife. She was determined to take that cat in. Once that woman sets her mind on something, nothing can stop her. I see. Alright, let's actually review statement. I should go over his statement again. That was the only time you saw her? That's a lie. Because he was in Chandra's bedroom. And there are his fingerprints. Wait, what? Why? Maybe this statement specifically didn't work. No. This definitely is something. There we go, yeah. Mr. Eubank, as part of our investigation, we searched Chandra's room. Inside, we found a small hidden filing cabinet. If you were in your office all day, then why did we find your prints there? He has another one. Why, I must have touched it or some other time. That drawer was covered behind freshly peeling wallpaper. Those prints had to have been left today. You can't be serious. This is an outrageous invasion of privacy. Who authorized you to start dusting my house for my fingerprints? We have the right to test for fingerprints as part of our investigation, so long as we have just cause. Now, you can either confess here, or we could do that at the station. Is this really how you treat innocent bystanders? Only the ones who are lying. Now, start talking. I needed to speak to Miss Lear over a delicate matter. I went there for that. You just give me a moment. I can explain all your worries away. No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept the visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence. I should listen to his statement again. He must be lying again. Oh yeah, he is lying because I trust him completely. Yeah, surely he isn't lying. Me visiting her is unrelated to the assault. Is it all a massive coincidence, though? I bet his middle name is Truth. That would be quite the name, I would say. His name is Truth, because that sure was a truthful statement. Very truthful, but I need to find the right thing in order to... No, you wanted her to shine your golf club, right? Wait, what? Unrelated to that assault. I'm pretty sure this has something to do with... Could it be the passport? If he put his fingers on the wallpaper, maybe he took the documents. How would you know Chandra wasn't there to stop him? Maybe a different piece of evidence is here. visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept the visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence. What about the camera? Ah, yes, the camera. There is a way someone could have known. We also found a camera in that room. Before it was broken, someone had been spying on her. That person could have been you. I don't know what you're talking about. I never put any camera in there. We know that Chandra worked with the thief and that you were suspicious of her. You should have reported it to the police. It was an internal matter. I needed to deal with it myself. This is beginning to sound like a clear motive for assault. How dare you! You can't possibly presume I attacked her. Why else did we find your fingerprint in that room? Why else would you have been spying on her? I went into that room, but not to attack Miss Leah. There was something important in there that I needed. Once I had it, I left. I have a witness who can verify as much. Oliver came out of her room. Oliver was there? He didn't tell us that. What was he doing there? I didn't ask. He just said she wasn't there, and then he left in a hurry. So tell me, just what were you looking in that room? That's none of your business, detective. That's fine. I already know the answer. This morning, our thief told us something very interesting. She mentioned that the charity money was wrongly calculated. I think Chandra had proof of it. So I'd wager a guess you took it and then tried to end her life to tie up the loose ends. I would never harm her. The charity money was perfectly calculated. You have no grounds to doubt that. So what are you hiding from us? Let's hear it. Or the fool to take the word of some common thief over my own, especially without a smidge of evidence to back it up. An innocent woman is being charged with attempted murder. Any decent human being would want to help her. That wretch stole from me, filled my home with police officers, and you think I should help her? I have no sympathy for her. She's getting what she deserves. You can say that to her face after I drag you back to the station. Detective, you're taking this too far. He's right. We don't have any proof of any of this. Escalating things is going to cause more problems. Seems like your little assistant here has more sense than you. I will have your job for this, detective. One phone call to the chief of police, and I'll ensure you never work in this city again. Let's go, Justina. We'll solve this case ourselves. Can't believe him. We're going outside right now. Owen's confession. Detective, what's gotten into you? I'm sorry you had to see that. I should have handled things better. You're right, you should have. Do you have any idea how much trouble you've gotten us in? Did you hear what he said in there? You could lose your job over this. I stand by what I said. He knows more than he's letting on. Maybe so, but that's no reason to accuse the man of attempted murder. You can't reason with his kind. Being nice to them will only let them take advantage of you. His kind? What, guys with monocles? The rich. People who have enough money to change the world, but would rather hoard it to all themselves. They'll do anything to claim that they're onto their power, no matter who they have to hurt in the process. That's why he'd embezzle all that money. If bringing him down means I lose my job, then so be it. If he's so wealthy, why would he risk embezzling even more money? Because he can. Well, I think you're wrong. We have no reason to think he's a bad person. Sure, he was a little rude and he did lie to us. Twice. But I bet there's more to him than that. You're naive, Justina. But you're right. I shouldn't have acted the way I did. It's just the Klaus orphanage is very important to me. I'll let that cloud my judgment. I'm sorry. Apology accepted. But why is the orphanage important to you? That's a story for another time. We have a case to solve. Right. I think it's time we pay a visit to Mr. Curry. All right. Time to go to Oliver. Spent most of the day cooking. Stayed in the kitchen? No, that's a lie. Mr. Curry, we spoke to Mr. Eubank. He told us that you saw you coming out of Chandra's room this morning. He did? Is that true? I'm sorry, Detective, but I refuse to answer that. You refuse? I won't speak to either of you without a lawyer. I see. Then we'll have to do this the hard way. Mr. Oliver Curry, you're under arrest for the assault and battery of Chandra Lear. You'll be coming to the station with us for questioning. You can speak with an attorney once you're there. Sus? Yeah, it looks like he's hiding something, which is kind of sus. Miss Assistant, let's head out. Right. What's going on? Oliver, where are they taking you? We're taking him for questioning. He refused to speak to us any longer, and so we have no choice but to arrest him. Is that so? You come into my house, snoop through all my things, now you're trying to arrest my staff? Oliver, don't say another word to them. I'll meet you at the station. Huh? Oliver is a trusted member of this household. I'll see his defense through. Ferris, please, you don't have to do this. I know what I'm doing, Oliver. My husband told me the things you said to him. Detective, I know what you're trying to do. You came into my home and threatened my husband, and now you want to pin this crime on my chest. I think it's time for someone to put you in your place. She stormed off in a rage. Is she involved also? Well, that's what it looks like. Get ready, Miss Assistant. This is only the beginning. We still have a long day ahead of us. We headed back to the station, Mr. Curry in tow. The ride back was silent. Nobody wanted to speak or knew what to say. I didn't know what to think. Did Mr. Curry attack Chandra? If so, why? End of Case 2, Part 1. Alrighty. I think this would pretty much be a good place to stop. I'm sorry, there's a bit of a cliffhanger, but we have been going for almost 3 hours, and yeah, this would be pretty much a good place to stop for now. And we're having more questions. Every time we find new things, we have more questions. Is Oliver really behind this? And why is Eubanks's wife, Oliver's wife, is not Oliver's wife, Owen's wife, is involving herself with this situation? Yeah, this is actually pretty exciting, to say the least. And I'm pretty sure that someone is lying. One person is probably lying, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's Owen, aka Mr. Eubank. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see next time, though. But yeah, guys, thank you all for watching tonight, either live or via the archives. Tomorrow I will be having a day off, but on Friday we will be having our usual Monster Hunter Wilds stream. We are still continuing at chapter 5, and yeah, we're still progressing in the story. So hopefully we'll be able to reach a decent hunter rank so we can unlock a few more cool things. Alrighty, before I go, I need to actually see who I could raid, at least on the Twitch side of things. Yeah. Surely, is there anyone actually playing this? Let me see. I don't think there is anyone playing this outside of myself. So let's see if we can raid someone. I honestly, let me actually search for visual novels, right? Visual novel. Maybe you can find someone new. If we can't find someone new, then we can probably just call it here for today and just raid to someone who we're familiar with. Ooh, who's this? Hmm. All right, just give me a second, guys. All right, let me see if we can actually raid this person. See if it actually works. Can we? Yeah, I think we can. I think we can. They are playing Chaos Head Noah, which is another visual novel, which is actually pretty cool. All right, guys, hope you all have a great night, evening, or afternoon, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.